Friday show. This is Alex, your substitute host?
Temporary host.
Temporary host for this episode. Tonight I have Weesey with me.
Hi.
And Danny.
How you doing?
And my name is Alex, if you didn't catch that. So, what's up, guys?
Nothing, I'm good. I'm extremely tired.
Why is that? Because
I haven't slept in the last... I'm actually being a father. I'm what they call a double father. That's a father of two. Double father.
Nobody calls anybody that.
I like the term twice the father I was last week.
What's twice of zero? Is that just still not a father? Like barely a father?
I think that's a fraction, I think, like a 0.5.
It's still
at this
zero.
Point.
Any number times zero is zero.
Well, I failed
RZA has a line in Nutmeg, I think. He says, multiply myself 10 times standing next to zero. It's a good line.
I don't get it. So is he the zero?
No, he's 1. But if he stands next to 0, that's 10. He multiplied himself 10 times.
Oh, so he's 1, and he multiplied himself to... So
he's standing next to 0. If you add a 0 to anything, that's that times 10.
If you say so, man.
Danny, add a 0 next to 1. That's 10.
So,
add a 0 next to 2. That's 20.
If you multiply anything by 10, there's going to be a 0 at the end.
Yeah. I'm allowed to take over now.
Do you have a RZA line that you can quote?
I have a Post Malone line that I can quote that he says that he likes paper like Michael Scott.
I don't like Post Malone.
I like him.
He's just the white guy who hates black people.
Does he hate black people?
He's what actual cultural appropriation is.
He is, definitely.
I like him.
He raps, but he actively doesn't like rap.
He doesn't even rap. He's singing he's a singer, but he sings over like trap beats.
Exactly, and he said once, if you want emotion, don't listen to rap.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit, but like
yeah, he's not.
He's like 20.
I think he was also like drunk and high and shit at the time.
Also, he's an idiot. He's just this whole like SoundCloud music was he in the SoundCloud scene?
Yes.
No, he wasn't. He was on SoundCloud. Just because you're on SoundCloud doesn't mean you're like a SoundCloud rapper.
Yes.
Yeah, but these
don't
new
listen
rappers,
to Alex.
these new rappers coming out of SoundCloud, like I'm gonna say, like 90% don't have a high IQ.
You're 100% right, Danny. Have you ever heard Sheck West?
No, and I don't want to listen.
Danny, listen to Sheck West. He's amazing.
What is a Sheck West?
Sheck West. SHECK. WES. Sheck West.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody else is gonna have that name. What's his deal? Is he from Florida? A lot of these SoundCloud people are from Florida.
No, it's really interesting because I started listening. So Sheck West is from Harlem, and he's a rapper, but I like his shit because like his shit's super super dark, and it's like just the beats are super hard, lots of bass, but it's like really dark, grimy shit. Yeah, just
like
really
XXX Tentacion.
No, it's like it's not that much, just like obnoxious bass and shit. It's like you just have to listen to it. Just type in Sheck West.
Listen,
but like,
what? I never listened to the SoundCloud rap that much, but that XXX Tentacion, man, he has some badass beats. Just
my God,
like
so
shit
good.
You never heard before. Like that was new. When you hear something new in music, that's exciting.
Well, this shit wasn't exactly new, but like
it was new for me.
It came from shit that I never.
You know what I mean?
I never listened to really. Like I just recently started listening to 3 6 Mafia, and like a lot of that shit, a lot of like SoundCloud, Florida, like Miami shit right now is 100% 3 6 Mafia, just like with more bass. You know what 3 6 Mafia means?
It's a 36. Mafia.
No, 3 6s, 666 Mafia, 666
damn!
Mafia. Like there's some like devil shit in it. Like it's crazy.
Oh man, I thought there was some wannabe gangsters.
No, I think they were originally called 666 Mafia, but then they like put it to 3 6 Mafia, so they weren't.
666 Mafia sounds better to me.
Yeah,
that's like darker. I like that.
And all their shit is like devil. It's like a lot of the shit that's happening now because a lot of people now are like super dark, edgy kind of shit. Like 3 6 Mafia was doing that in like '94.
I assumed they were like some, Lil Jon kind of shit.
Me too. I thought it was that kind of shit too. So I never, because they did like, what was that shit that won an Oscar or whatever? Hard Out Here for a Pimp or whatever.
Hustle and Flow.
Yeah, I think they made the song for that and shit, and I'm like, oh, so they're just some like whatever South rappers.
Well, they gotta get paid, Luis.
I think they really changed their style. I'm not really sure because it's just really I'm listening to the first album, Mystic Styles, and that shit like, I don't know if you ever listened to Suicide Boys, but that like Suicide Boys is 100% just 3 6
I'm never going to listen to somebody called Suicide Boys.
They're really good. I like them.
Jeez, just like. The thing I like, I don't know if 666 Mafia sang like did this stuff, but the thing I liked about XXXTentacion is I saw one of his concerts in like a club, and it was the most grungiest, most punk rap I ever saw in my life. This guy is dark. That's what rap needed. And rap needed like an actual punk scene, and
that's a lot of the shit that's happening now.
XXXTentacion was perfect for that. He was the Sex Pistols of rap.
That might be taking it way too far, but
he very appropriately died.
Yeah,
you know, so not appropriately that he should have died.
Appropriately he died.
The lead singer from Sex Pistols died.
No, it was the guitarist.
It was the bassist. It was the bass. Yeah, it wasn't the lead singer. He's still alive, actually.
Wait, the bassist died and people cared?
Well, he was like the cool one in the group. Like, he was like an icon. But like...
really, the bassist?
Yeah, what was his name? Sid Vicious. So, he was like the
Sid
cool...
Sid Vicious was the singer.
No, it's Johnny Rotten.
Johnny Rotten's still alive, by the way.
It's funny because Sex Pistols kind of pioneered punk or whatever. But then after Sex Pistols had one album, then like, you know, whatever, Sid Vicious died and shit. And then Johnny Rotten went and made Public Image Limited, another band who pioneered post-punk. And then,
really?
he went immediately from punk to post-punk.
That's good. That's appropriate. He evolved. Yeah. He grew up.
He did.
Post-punk is a lot more tamed than actual punk. It's
post-punk isn't... I mean, there's 8 million things that people label post-punk. And you just...
The police is not... Like, the police would never be considered punk.
Yeah, I don't even think they're like very technically post-punk because I think they played in CBGBs once. But like they're a pop group basically.
Is there like an argument in the punk scene to see who's better, Sex Pistols or the Clash?
I don't think an argument that's being had. I don't think that's ever been an argument.
Can I have that argument because I think the Sex Pistols are better.
I agree.
You're wrong.
I don't like the Clash.
The Clash.
You're insane. The Clash are the best punk band ever.
They're not great.
The Clash has good what's it called? Theoretical good music that they just destroy with the lead singer. The lead singer doesn't know how to sing at all.
You like Johnny Rotten singing in the Sex Pistols?
Oh, absolutely, a million times better.
What about Iggy Pop in the Stooges?
Iggy Pop is good. Iggy Pop is actually a singer. He has actual talent.
He's
sing.
Screaming most of the time. So
but in a disciplined, good singer way. The Clash, that guy,
he just has a really thick accent.
Is the accent is too deep?
It's the music. I don't like it. It's like how it's just.
Bitch, you're listening to Post Malone. You don't need.
I love Post Malone.
Oh God.
Listen, I love. Okay, Danny, hold on. We're gonna get off this topic because we're gonna make people hate us. What's our first topic?
Okay. I'll let you guys decide.
Okay.
The hold first. Up. I got a few.
Wait. Swish them around. Like put them in different places. Flip them upside down. And then, have us pick one out of, a hat.
Just pretend this is actually happening. Just humor.
Flip.
Okay, Alex. I flipped them. They're in the hat. Pick one.
A, B, or C. I go with B.
I only have two.
So go with B.
A.
Okay. A. Okay, so you pick Kanye West.
Yes!
Oh, I love Kanye West. Let's do this.
Did you guys see? I have more than two, but I wanted to start off with one of the first two. Did you see Kanye West today?
Yes. We were just talking about it.
Oh, he hugged Trump and shit, right?
No. It's not that he hugged Trump. I was working today and I started listening to the news because I do that sometimes when I'm bored.
You know.
I have the NBC app that lets you do audio news, right? It's just the NBC but in audio, right? Okay. And so I got to listen to Kanye West talk.
Okay. Kanye
West has legitimate, you shouldn't make fun of him. You should worry about him mental illness. Like
Probably.
it's not.
He
He
know.
does. He says he does.
No, but like to the point where
He lost his mind after his mom died.
Yeah, but I think he's devolving. Like I think he's at a point where we should talk about like getting him real help.
Look, Kanye West is in a different dimension right now. And
he said that in the interview in the talk.
I didn't even hear that. But I know for a fact, look, he's in a different dimension right now, and that's a good thing.
He was talking about alternate universes.
Because he's right. Look, we're living in a simulation, and Kanye West knows that. He's one level higher than us in the simulation.
What is happening to us? What is this country? I don't know anymore. Seriously.
And, okay, I just want to say, hold on.
I was just about to bring up the fact about the president thing.
My point that I was about to make?
Yes.
Well, I was going to make it. That's my point.
Well, I was going to bring it up.
Bitch.
Fucking you do it. I don't know.
So, isn't it, don't you, it's strange to me. It's just weird that we live in a reality where somebody can just say, I like the president, and everybody hates them.
No, that's completely understandable.
It's
like saying, hey, I think Fidel Castro had some good ideas. Say that in Miami, see what happens.
Say that in Cuba. Say that in Cuba and see what happens. But the difference is America is in a communist wasteland right now.
No, it's just people have opinions, and when you say stupid shit, people are going to be against you. That's the most obvious thing in the world.
But isn't the shit he's saying really that stupid?
Yes. Did you listen to him? He was talking
Tell
about
me some shit he said.
He said he was talking about how his IQ was equivalent to Tesla and Nikola Tesla. I'm assuming. I don't think he was talking about the car.
Did he say a Tesla or Tesla?
He said Tesla. He said Tesla is some other guy.
My IQ is equivalent to the battery power of a Tesla.
He said he was talking about making sweatshops in Chicago to help them out.
What the fuck?
He was talking about thinks Trump he wants to dress Trump to make him look good because he's our president, and if the president doesn't look good, then we don't look good.
Danny, I have a list of what he said. Do you want to hear it?
Absolutely. I don't know why you're making me talk. Trump
he believes he stopped the war in North Korea. This is a BuzzFeed article, okay? I got it from BuzzFeed. He says
in 1953?
No, he stopped the war in North Korea and helped solve one of Obama's biggest problems when he was in office. We did stop the war, Trump said. Saved millions of lives.
There was nowhere to start.
And at one point, the rapper boldly declared that Trump is on his hero's journey right now. Adding that he might not have thought he'd have a crazy motherfucker like West.
He said crazy MFer on the news?
Yes.
Wow. Well,
he says that his red hat that says "Make America Great Again" gives him power.
I heard that. No, he not only said that. He said he grew up in a household with only women, and he's married to he's in a family right now with only women, and so when he wears the MAGA hat, he feels like he's playing catch with a dad. Like he has a father figure in Trump.
Okay, so he just has like daddy issues.
He has severe issues. He has real sustainable issues, non-sustainable issues.
Saying, what he's preaching is love. Ultimately,
I don't think he knows what he's preaching. I think he has actual problems.
Doing. That's what he's doing. If you listen to the shit he's doing, what he's trying to do is say we should all love each other. Why is that a bad thing?
That's not a bad thing. The bad thing is when you examine him and you look at him, you notice that he needs help.
And he's getting it. He's been to doctors. He's on medication. He's fine. I'm saying, can't you just be a weird guy who loves everybody?
I'm just saying, if you're a weird guy who needs medical attention, you probably shouldn't be in the middle of the White House talking crazy shit.
That's where you should be.
You just want to put hobos in the White House?
Yes, I'd love that.
That's great, Lucy. Let's have an actual conversation, Lucy. How about that?
I think Kanye West is in a different dimension. And he's in a different dimension of consciousness right now. And he's able to look at us. It's like he's like living in a 4D world and we're in a 3D world. Right?
I think he said that. I think he actually... are you just repeating things he's saying?
I've never heard him say this. I've heard him say shit similar to this. But I never heard him say that. But like, so when you live in a 4D world, we can't comprehend a 4D object. Okay? Like, we can only see...
I don't think Kanye West can comprehend a 3D object.
Look, I'm saying is that the shit he's saying it in a way that's shocking and provocative on purpose. I know he's doing that on purpose. You know, when he says shit like that, that's on purpose. He wants people to be shocked or whatever and do all this shit. He's trying that. That's fine. But if you look past it, the shit he's trying to say is more interesting. Like
he's not saying anything of substance, though.
What do you mean?
He's not actually helping anybody.
Who's he hurting? What's he doing?
No, he's not hurting. I don't think he's hurting anybody by, supporting Trump, but he's not really helping. If anything, he is hurting because he gave Trump a pet. He gave Trump a little puppet. Say, hey, I got a black guy who likes me. That's what
I know. Look, I know for a fact. Look, and he did that. That is what he did. I know that's what he did.
Alex agrees.
Trump also said that West could represent him at any time and speak for him because he thinks he's just a smart cookie.
Well, that's my next point about Kanye West. Kanye West is just a black Trump. I watched the interview and I was listening to him talk. They have the same speech patterns.
Yeah.
Kanye West and Trump. They do. Kanye West and Trump speak similarly. First of all, they're very hyperbolic.
Yeah.
They can't stay on a single topic. They go all over the place.
Yeah.
Seriously. They have small vocabularies, but they try to have large vocabularies at the same time. They try to say large words and like they only work about half the time. They're very, very similar people, and that's what scares me because Kanye West is very obviously going through some actual mental issues.
Yeah.
And if Trump is running parallel to Kanye West, then our president is having severe mental issues.
Okay, look, I'm done. Look, I don't like this shit when somebody just has opinions different than somebody else that they're going through mental illness. He does have mental illness.
No.
But
Kanye West has mental illness.
No, I know he does, and he said it himself. But I'm saying like, oh, he only likes Trump because he's insane. Like,
no, I think here's what I think is going on. And Danny, I'm going to ask you a question. Why don't you have a PhD in political science? And B, because I could literally.
Because I don't need one. Honey.
I know.
I'm too smart for a PhD.
No,
hey, don't call her honey.
Ooger. Okay, honey bun. But what I'm saying.
That's why? Because he talks like that when you call her honey.
Yeah.
Her pet name is bitch and nothing else.
No, it's pera y estúpida.
I taught her that.
Lucy, did you just go out with a white woman so you can call her a bitch?
Yeah.
I mean,
God.
By the way.
Okay, what I was gonna make a point was, never mind. Shut up. I was gonna make a point that maybe because Kanye has a lot of dad issues, right? He obviously has a lot of mental illness and father issues, and he's obviously not being treated because his wife, is like, oh, you're fine, you're making millions of dollars, shut the fuck up, right? So, I think he might have dad issues, and maybe he sees a father figure in Trump, and maybe that's the kind of man he would have wanted his father to be in this mental state that he's in right now.
I am 100% sure that's exactly what's happening right now. He hasn't had an actual father figure in his life, so that's why he was magnetized. What's it called? He was attracted to the idea of Trump.
Like I don't
because Trump Kanye West saw an older version of himself in Trump, an older, whiter version of himself, and so he saw that and he called it daddy. That's it.
But this is the thing, like. I don't. What am I trying to say here?
I actually know what you're gonna say already.
What?
You think that it's unfair for people to judge Kanye West or criticize him for having a political belief that's different from popular.
I don't
ideas.
believe that. I don't believe that because you can criticize him for anything. I don't think he has a political belief. I think he just likes him as a person, which is like whatever. Kanye West is a flawed person, but we're all flawed people, and he makes good music, but a lot of good music and a lot of good art comes from flawed people.
Yeah,
and
look at Robin Williams.
I don't think Robin Williams I think he was also a good person, a very intelligent.
But why is Kanye West a bad person?
He's not a bad person, but he has very severe issues.
So did a lot of people that are really, really good at like what they do, like genius level. Like Kanye West has obviously made himself very rich and famous because people like listening to him. But so did Robin Williams. Robin Williams also had issues. He had some major depression issues, and he killed himself.
Well, I mean, it got to the point where he killed himself.
Yeah.
You know what? Thinking about that now. Go ahead.
And I was about to say Jim Carrey also has major depression issues.
I hope he doesn't kill himself. I really hope he lives.
People who are really brilliant have a lot of issues. Look at Amy Winehouse. She was a
well, she was just
musician.
an alcoholic. She was just an alcoholic.
Which stemmed from what? Why do people become alcoholics? Because they're not able to deal with things, and so they drink.
Or she had a predisposition to addiction.
Both.
That could also be.
You don't
which
think
is
she had issues?
mental disorder. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, now that you said that, it might be that him being so outspokenly crazy or mentally ill is actually good for him because it's a way to release. Because Robin Williams didn't have a release; he had to hide his depression, his anxiety.
Robin Williams had a rare, severe form of Alzheimer's, like early Alzheimer's. I think it was called Lewy body dementia.
Yeah.
So he wasn't mentally ill; he had like a disease.
But before that, he was very depressed.
His entire life, he was suffered with anxiety, depression, and cocaine and alcohol addiction.
Absolutely.
But also Amy Winehouse, all these Jim Carrey to a certain extent. All these people who are famous and have problems, they have to bottle it inside, and they have to keep it there because they have a public persona that they have to fill. Kanye West has destroyed that. Kanye West has succeeded in making his public persona a psycho, and now I don't think Kanye West is ever going to kill himself because he can just be him.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And he loves himself for that, and his wife loves him. And, that's just what it is.
Like, look at Demi Lovato.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even see that one coming.
Yeah,
that
because she was
out
hiding
of left
it.
Field.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Demi Lovato, by the way, pretty good music. I mean,
yeah, she's a decent artist.
Usually I don't like white bitches singing, but she was pretty good.
Wrong.
Okay, shut up. I mean, she has a very good voice. If you hear her, she can hit high notes very well.
And she has a few good songs too, just like standard good songs.
Yeah, and but that was too. Who else was I going to think of? And I just thought of it. And
Selena Gomez today had a mental breakdown.
Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes she's outwardly crazy though. Like
she's getting
her
better.
Craziness
actually.
is famous. Oh, well, thank God for that. That's good.
She had a lot of mental illness. But I think, also that has to play in with, child acting and all that. But, all these people who are very talented and very, very smart at what they do and able to do things, they might have mental illness and they need, it's upset. But anyways, Kanye did what he wanted to do. He spoke to the president. He likes the president, and that doesn't make him an inherently bad person for liking the president.
But this is what I want. This is what I want to say. I don't like that everything becomes political. And I know you're gonna think I'm stupid for saying this because he's talking about
poli-sci guy. So
he's talking about the president. How is it not going to be political when he's
because he's not saying what policy things has he commented on? What anything has he commented on other than He's being retarded. Look, what I'm saying.
I think he talked about the welfare system, how it's bad for black people in Chicago.
Yep.
Look, Kanye West.
Also, he's been talking to that stupid bitch, Candace Owens.
Yep.
He's talking to her because he wants people to talk to each other. That's what I'm saying.
But I think they're feeding. I think they found somebody who might be I really actually believe this. I think those crazy conservative people have found somebody who was like, hey, maybe Republicans aren't that bad, and they grabbed onto him and started feeding him like stupid information that made him just more crazy. I think I actually believe this.
Here's a third theory that Kanye West is all doing this as some huge stunt to make everybody become unified and fix the nation.
No, that's I don't think so.
I mean, it's an option, right? I mean, we don't know. But I mean,
maybe aliens are gonna come down and kill Trump and become the new president.
They're all reptilians.
That's a more likely option than Kanye West fixing everything.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, look, we live in a era now where everything's political, and like whatever. Look, sometimes you need that shit. I'm assuming when like Nixon was in office, a lot of shit was political as well, and like things like that. But not everything has to be political. And I don't like
most
politics.
things are political, though.
Sure, if you look at it through you can look anything in any lens. There's an entire the whole point of like English degrees and like literature studies and stuff like that is that you can look at anything through any lens you want and get something out of it. Like that's why feminist literature studies is a thing. You can look at any single book ever made and look at it through a feminist lens and see, oh, how is feminism approached in this book or whatever. Like the author wasn't thinking about feminism in 1920.
There's a Zora Neale Hurst museum near us.
Zora Neale Hurston.
Yeah, a museum near us.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to think about that one for a second. That got me onto women's studies and then literature and then how women are treated, and then that snowballed. It snowballed.
So right now we're all having on a political lens. We're looking at our world studies class. We have a political lens on right now, and I don't like that lens.
Hold on.
I don't like thinking about shit that way.
If we take that lens off, though, and we see Trump and Kanye for the people that they are, they're not that different. Trump is a self-starting millionaire.
He's not a self-starter.
He's not a self-starter.
He
inherited all his money.
He could have lost all that money, couldn't he have?
No, not really.
No. He never self-started anything. He
obviously made a name for himself by...
I mean, yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, he made a name for himself in the world of business. He's a businessman. So is Kanye. Kanye is a businessman. He made a huge career out of music, and they're both men who have a lot of power and a lot of money, and obviously they're going to get along very well.
I don't know.
I'm just saying if you listen to the core thing that Kanye West is trying to say most of the time, it's love. When you listen to the core shit Donald Trump's trying to say most of the time, it's ego, it's him. So they're at the core, they're different people. They have the same dressings on the top, but at the core, they're different people.
Their goals are different. Donald Trump is extremely selfish, and he's egoistic. He's a narcissist.
Okay, guys.
That's
we
his
are
mental
running.
issue.
It's already 30 minutes in, guys. We got to get to another issue.
We were going to. All right, fine.
Hold up. You both say one more thing on the subject, and then we're done.
All right, Lucy, you want to go?
Lucy? Yeah.
You want to say your last point and then me, or me and then you?
I'll go. Listen to Sheck West Mudboy album just came out. Listen to that. You go.
All right. I think that the last point I'm going to make about this is that I think Kanye West has legitimate issues, and that instead of judging him, which everybody's doing, we should actually just worry about him, pray for him. I don't know, try to see that he gets some help, because he has real issues. And the super last point is that what does it say when one of Trump's biggest supporters has glaring mental problems?
And my super last point is that A, listen to Sheck West, and B, you can't, I hate it when people blame Kanye shit for his mental illness. He's on drugs. He has had help. He's not just having a mental breakdown on TV. You can't just blame everything on mental illness. Like, it's something that he has.
You can't blame everything on mental illness, but you can see the issues that Kanye West is having and examine him and say, well, this is obviously for this specific reason.
Okay, yeah, you're a psychologist and you know why he's having this shit, right?
I don't think it takes a psychologist to see that what he has is some mental problems.
He said he has mental problems, and he has said that he's gotten help for it. He's on drugs about it and shit. He's good. He's just weird. He's just a crazy person. What?
Well, you know what? It might be that. It might be that he's just like a controlled crazy person. Like, he's taking the medication he needs. He's just not right. He's not all there.
I don't know. Let's get off Kanye West.
All right. What's our second topic, Danny?
Kavanaugh.
Okay, let's skip that and go to Maniac.
No.
We're here for the entertainment. I'm here for the applause.
We're already halfway in.
All right, we'll skip
go.
Kavanaugh.
I'll talk to a little sub. Week.
No, I just want to talk about a little sub thing about Kavanaugh. A little sub section.
What?
I don't even have to talk about Kavanaugh.
Less than 10 minutes.
That's fine. That's actually good enough.
Okay.
So because of all this Kavanaugh shit that's happening on the news, there's this new movement that's happening that I find hilarious, and I think confirms to me at least how big pussies conservatives actually are. This is giant giant, pussies. Just
we're not saying all conservatives are this. Not
I think all of them.
Okay, nope, you can't say that.
I believe the conservative ideology is inherently cowardice. Because just think of the word conserve. You have to conserve what you have. You're afraid of change. You can't change anything because change is bad. I can't progress. I have to conserve what I have.
All right, Danny. So what are you going to say about Kavanaugh?
Okay, so there's this new movement.
Who I agree is inherently evil, but go on.
There's this new thing. All the conservatives were saying, poor Kavanaugh, he's being attacked. Don't talk about...
It's the football thing.
What's the football thing?
That's a football thing. Okay, so when football players in high school are accused of rape, people generally say, exactly. Why are you doing that? You're going to ruin their career by saying that they raped you.
Yeah,
are you fucking kidding me? Did you hear Melania Trump said about that shit? She said you have to have substantial evidence to go against a rape allegation. Substantial evidence.
Well, that's true to a point. You should have good evidence.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? If I said that someone fucking raped me,
if you said that somebody raped you, I would believe you, and I hope all of us would believe you. But if you went to court, you would need evidence.
You should have evidence to put that person in jail. I don't want Kavanaugh to go to jail. I just think he can't be a Supreme Court justice with these giant glaring accusations on him.
Yeah, he's obviously not going to be unbiased.
Exactly. But that's not even the point. So there's this thing. There's this new tactic by the right that I find extremely...
They're blaming the victim.
Pussy-ish.
They're victim shaming.
They're not victim shaming. They're making the attacker seem like the victim. Which is, one, very clever. And two, so pussy-ish.
That's what everybody does. That's what people do to white men. That's what I love.
They said... Donald Trump said that he's more scared of his sons than his daughters. That he's more fearful that his sons are going to be attacked, and have these false accusations put upon them than his daughters being attacked.
Because women do rape men. It happens, but
no, it's not even a rape. It's accusations.
It's accusations of rape.
It's just it's a weird thing. Because I think most women have had rape type shit happen to them. Not necessarily legit rape, but
sexual assault, sexual misconduct.
Basically every woman has a story where men have done some shit to them that's not cool. And most men have not been falsely accused of rape. So
exactly.
This is just stupid. It's really stupid.
Look at Donald Trump Jr. He looks like a man that would rape someone.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, I'm just joking, but seriously, I think
he looks like a rapist. He really does.
It's
hysterical.
He really does. It's hysterical that people think that that's an actual thing that they should be afraid of. If you don't do anything, then there's no fucking evidence. Look at Cosby. Exactly. People said not to go against Cosby because no one was going to believe them. And then 80 people came forward saying that he fucking drugged them, raped them for 30 fucking plus years, and now he's in fucking jail.
That's another thing. It's when one person accuses you of sexual assault, and then it's one against one. It's he said, she said. But when 50, 60 people accuse you of something, then it's not one versus one. It's 50 versus one.
What if? But that doesn't make sense to me. If I came up to someone and said that person raped me, and they're like, well, show me the evidence. Well, I don't have any because a lot of hospitals and school clinics... Get the fuck away from my microphone. Get the fuck away from my microphone.
I'm letting you finish. I just have something to say after it.
A lot of schools will not have rape kits on hand, or they don't believe them. They'll say, oh, were you drinking, honey? Did you just black out? Oh, were you dressed scandalously? Did you... Oh, shit.
Oh, no, you didn't do anything.
Hello? What's up? You're cutting out.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
It's what was the last thing you heard?
You was talking about college people and how they don't believe college people.
Continue what you were saying because it's on the thing anyway.
Well, I'm saying that oh, did you do something to make them rape you?
This is what I'm saying. Yes, you need to you personally should believe women when they say they've been raped because most of the time, 99% of the time, why would they lie? But I'm saying if you're gonna like press charges on somebody for things, you do need to go to court and you do need evidence.
What
Like,
evidence
listen,
would you
the
be
problem
asking
is-
That's
for?
the
These
problem
people-
when you get raped. What evidence is there? That's the problem.
The problem is these people aren't going to jail. They're just being accused.
Well, yeah, but
They're
you should
not-
also go to
these-
the cops before 30 years.
I know. Listen, the problem.
believe you.
Now
Listen
they
to me.
will.
Can I make my point?
Yes.
The problem that these conservative assholes don't understand is that the women, the people who are being accused, worst case scenario, they're innocent, and that's the worst case scenario for them, that they're innocent and they're being falsely accused. But then they won't go to jail. They're not actually being punished. Kavanaugh, worst case scenario, he goes back to being a circuit court judge. How is he being punished? How is he being persecuted? How privileged are these white people that they believe they have a right to be a Supreme Court judge?
Yeah.
Like,
and
that's
also,
a right to them.
how many people have been accused of rape who actually hasn't done anything? Like famous people. Like famous
I'm sure
people.
there's a couple.
I mean, in like this Me Too movement, maybe like one or two that haven't done anything. Like who have like women have accused them and shit, and then they're like, no, that bitch is just straight up lying. Like
they all did it. I mean,
they all did something like they're like the Aziz Ansari shit. Like he did whatever that woman said he did. It's just that what he didn't. But what he did wasn't that.
Accused.
Yeah, he did that shit. It's just that shit. Most people say like, well, that's not like sexual assault. It's just you
Also, I
didn't
changed my mind
communicate
about
correctly. What?
I don't believe that Aziz Ansari is a bad person.
No.
But I do believe that should have been told.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
If she didn't want to have sex, she should have said no. But here's the thing:
Exactly.
that a
But
lot
that is
of
a
women
conversation
are
that we should
afraid
have.
of men. A lot
I
of
don't
women
think-
are afraid of telling men no.
And this is the thing.
Oh, you gotta get over that. I'm sorry,
yeah,
women,
I
you gotta
gotta
get over
I
that.
am fucking over that bridge.
But I'm saying we need to have like sex ed classes for just women where it just teaches you to tell men no.
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 Classes too.
Yeah.
No,
Understand what
both.
consent is.
We'll do both. Yeah, but like women need to know they can say no because 99% of men will not rape you. Like they're not just if you say no, I don't want this.
I don't believe that. I believe there's a lot of men who hear no and they say try harder. That's what they hear.
No.
Yeah.
Not if the woman.
Assholes.
No,
Assholes.
because a lot of time women will say no in a way where they're trying to be nice. Like a lot of women are just let me finish. And I'm not like I know this will sound sexist or whatever, but a lot of women
already sounds sexist.
are trained to be nice by society. They're trained to be. They're trained to like be nice to people and not piss
Not
off.
necessarily. I disagree with that. I say that women are told to be subservient to men.
That's what we're saying the same thing, but you're
No.
using a
That's
better
the same
word.
point.
Yes. I'm saying that women are told that men are inherently better than them their whole lives. That men are supposed to work and women are supposed to
That's the same point
be
I'm
fucking
making.
whatever. But that's just not how the world works anymore. That's an
But this
old
is what I'm
method.
saying. We need to teach women to just say no to things that they don't want to
What are
do.
you fucking Ronald Reagan's wife? Nancy Reagan? Just
Yeah,
say no.
just say no to like if a guy is trying to have sex with you and you really don't want it, just say no. Don't be cute about it. Don't say, "Oh, I'm doing whatever." Just say no. I don't want this. Get off me. Just say that shit. And 99% of men will not rape you after that. They'll get off you because most men are not rapists.
It's not 99%.
90%.
There's a large chunk of people.
75.
No, a lot of that shit is gray area where men who maybe have rapey tendencies will take a soft no and say that's a soft yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you fucking Dennis?
But
soft
what
no
I'm
is
saying
a no,
is you're
Lucy.
trying to stop. No, I know that, but I'm saying, and I don't know what I mean. This is victim blaming or something. They shouldn't be raped.
It
but
is.
I'm saying,
It's very much victim
But I'm
blaming.
saying a thing to stop this, like for happening, and like yeah, the men who rape women are pieces of shit or whatever. But I think a lot of shit would be less if women just said hard no's instead of trying to be nice when you say no. Just say no. Get off me right now. I don't want this. And most men will get off you.
I don't think most men. I think there's a lot of men who don't
Yes,
understand
most.
what no.
Most is more than 50%.
Here's the thing.
I think half don't know that no means no.
Yes.
They just
I
haven't
agree
grabbed
with
onto that concept
because
yet.
I have told a person, hey, I don't want to have sex. No. And they're like, well, babe, do this for me.
And then say, fuck you, no.
And then I tell them no. And they keep doing it.
And then just say no. Just keep saying no. And leave.
That's the thing,
My wife
though.
told me no before.
Say,
My wife's told me no before.
yeah,
I convinced her.
just say no and leave. And that's it. And most of the
Listen,
time...
You
and
convinced her.
And this is the thing. Most of the time,
by convinced, I mean by convinced, I made her say, "Fine, just do it quick."
No, but I'm saying like, and I know what you're saying is that
masturbate, Danny.
I'm saying most of the time when men say when men say like when men can't take no as no, it's because it's the no's that they're hearing are not hard enough. If the woman is saying no and leaving,
there is so much victim blaming. It's incredible how much victim blaming this is,
Danny. And I'm not trying to. I think it's wrong. But how are you going to change all these rapey men?
When did you turn into Ben Shapiro?
Danny, what am I? Okay, I'm saying I want women to not get raped, right? Right. I'm saying that, but I think a way to mitigate
such whores. They should.
Oh my God!
They should stop wearing short skirts and stop going out to parties because it's really their fault, right, Lucy?
It's not their fault.
Okay, let me tell. I know how you're going to say
that's sarcasm for the public.
No, let me finish my point. Look, listen to me. I'm not trying to victim blame. What I'm saying is
sounds like it.
What I'm saying. Okay, is it victim blaming if you say like, oh, if a guy is pointing a gun at you, the best way to not get shot is to say like, please don't kill me or whatever. It's like sometimes if you came out and said, yeah, shoot me, I don't give a fuck, shoot me. Like, and I know this sounds even worse,
but I don't know where you're going with this.
Okay. I'm saying there's always going to be men with guns and shit. Right? And you need to know how to avoid that shit. And a way to not avoid that shit is to like have a soft no. You need to have the hardest no possible and leave.
What I really think Weezy's trying to get across, because I think Weezy's just being very elaborate about it. I think what he's trying to say is that basically the fine line of this, the hard point of this is that people need to learn consent. Men need to learn consent. Women need to learn consent. Men need to understand that to have consensual sex, both partners need to say, yes, I want to have sex. If someone says no, it's a fucking no. You don't do it. And men need to learn, and women need to learn, that no means no. When people are in a loving relationship, or even if it's a fucking one-time fling, and they decide halfway through they don't want to fucking go through with it, and, the dick is almost in the vagina, a no is a no. I don't care if the man is fucking humping. And the woman he's inside the woman, and she says, I don't want to do this anymore. He needs to learn no.
He needs to stop.
Consent
immediately.
is consent.
And that's what.
And just jerk off in the bathroom.
I'm saying that.
Like a normal man.
And I'm saying that, and I'm also saying.
Like a real man.
I'm saying that, and I'm also saying women should be harder with the shit they say. Just say, like, women should.
Men need to learn to understand no.
Both.
Listen, can I say my 3 points? I've been very quiet. I've been very good on this. Can I say my 3 points on this?
Whatever,
go.
go.
No.
I think you're gonna agree with me.
Go ahead.
Listen, one, you're right, Lucy, but it doesn't sound good the way you're saying it. All right.
I know.
Listen, we should teach men we have to teach them in school what consent means for men. We have to actively teach them how to get consent, how to, have relationships with consent. And we have to teach women to be more voiceful and less shy in relationships because, in case this situation happens, you have to, you have to try to teach them to find ways to get out of it because the world is like the world and it's going to happen.
It's like a self-defense course. Are you going to
exactly.
Is it victim blaming to say, hey, women, you should take a self-defense course in case somebody assaults you? Like,
yeah, but we should try to figure out a world where they don't have to be assaulted. We should try to find that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but can't you do both? Because we live in a world where you might get assaulted.
We should do both. But
talk about
the other one.
Also learn how to do that. Every person should learn self-defense.
But what I'm saying is that teaching a woman how to say no is a self-defense course.
And teaching a man how to understand that no means no is a huge part of it.
Yeah, but you should do both.
I got a second point. My second point is, so first point gone. We got to educate both parties on what consent is and how to be forceful with your no. That way, all that. Point number 2, the whole idea of, before it was no means no, and now is try to get a yes, get a voiceful yes.
The dentist system.
What's it called?
Have you not watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
No,
okay.
Because I love myself.
That's a great show, by the way. There's a character on there that's known as like a rapist, and he says, well, it's the implication.
Yes.
Yes. You heard this?
No.
It's the
I
implication.
Lucy talks about it all the time.
Okay, so that's what basically, that's what that reminds me of. It's the implication. It's the dentist system, basically.
No, but you know what? You know the California thing where now in colleges, for it to be consent, you have to actively say yes to each part of the sexual event. I guess.
That's good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going against that because it's like, what now? I have to give permission for every single stroke I do.
Yes.
But I think yes, when you're 16 and 15 and 17, because you don't know anything. You're literally one step above mentally challenged. So
you're right at mentally challenged.
I'm an old ass man now. I know when a woman,
you're a year older
my
than
wife,
me, Danny.
Yeah, I'm older than you. I know what consent is. I know when a woman's, feeling it. Well, my wife, because I'm only with my wife. But
when your wife's feeling it and she's not yelling at you.
Exactly. 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, people in college, early 20s, they don't know anything about anything. They're literally retarded. Yeah. So, yes, when you're in your early 20s, get a yes. Get an active yes.
Thank you, Danny.
Then when you're 30 and you figured shit out and you know women actually like you because you lived life, then you can, feel how it goes and read, physical cues. But when you're a kid and you're stupid, just get an actual yes. That way you're sure, because you're stupid. And even though you don't think you're raping somebody, you might be raping somebody because you're an idiot. You're a freaking idiot.
Okay.
That's my
Hey.
Okay.
Also, look, women, don't be afraid to be a bitch. Just be a bitch.
That's true.
I'm a bitch.
Women,
don't be afraid to be called a bitch. Don't be afraid to just be a bitch. It doesn't matter.
Bitches get things done.
Yes. I actively love bitches. Bitches are fun.
Thank you.
They got attitude.
Yes.
I like to smack them around.
Danny, that's the opposite of the point we're making.
And
no, out of love. It's fun. They smack me around. I smack them around.
Speaking of, let's talk about Maniac.
No, really quick. I got one.
Oh my god.
Okay, fine.
No, you're gonna like this. You're
30
gonna like this
seconds,
one.
go.
No, you're gonna like this one. It's related. It's remember I talked about hashtag himtoo.
Oh god,
Yeah.
I heard about this.
Okay, so I read this story. I didn't read the story. I saw this story on YouTube.
Yeah.
On the Young Turks. Anybody wants progressive news, watch the Young Turks. It's actually very informative. So there was this story about a mom who went on Twitter.
Yes, I saw this.
And she started this hashtag himtoo, and it's basically she put a picture of her son, who's apparently it was in the Navy because he has that like Village People Navy suit on.
The white one, yeah.
The white one, which is not a good picture. I don't know if that's the actual uniform.
It's just not.
That uniform shouldn't be the Navy uniform. You should figure something else out. Yeah, but so she put out this is my son. He's a good boy. He never goes on dates alone anymore because he's worried about getting Me Too, something like that. And so
is he actively raping people? Is that why he's afraid to be alone? And then
she put him too. Like the him too is supposed to be like, this is a good boy. Don't make him suffer because of whatever, right?
Right.
So
but he could avoid that by not raping people.
Exactly. Don't rape people. That's probably a good idea.
That's the general message.
Also, if you have to go on double dates because you're afraid of raping people, maybe you got problems.
This is the thing. Like, I think people are like, how is he like? Oh, he's afraid. Like, he's afraid he might get Me Too. It's like women aren't just making accusations. Like, just know what you don't rape people. Like, that's so stupid.
Yeah, listen.
Stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I never once in my life have been afraid of being Me Too'd. Because I never have been in a situation to get Me Too'd.
That's the thing, yeah. And like, just don't put.
Why are these conservatives so scared?
Don't do shit that might be a rape. Like, if you're doing something and you're like, hey, this might be crazy. Like, this might look at what you're doing and it's like, hey, do you think she wants to do this? Like, is this something that is bad?
No, but let me finish the story because it has a great twist.
What's a twist?
Let me tell you the twist. All right, so
he actually did it.
No, let me tell the twist. So people are making fun of her, doing like little memes and jokes and like good quips, right? And so the Navy kid, the kid who the mom was talking about, apparently didn't have a Twitter page, so he started a Twitter page and wrote on the Twitter page, That person is my mom. I love her very much, but we disagree. I believe all women. I don't go on dates with multiple people. The bitch was lying. The bitch was just making shit up.
Oh my god.
God
That's
damn
hilarious.
it. That's amazing.
These conservatives are literally crazy, man. You gotta get over it.
Speaking of crazy, let's have 10 minutes where we talk about Maniac.
All right, 10 minutes about Maniac. So I didn't finish Maniac. Okay.
How dare you? It's so good.
Stop screaming.
I just finished 8. I'm on 9 right now. Okay.
You.
What's that?
It's the song.
Which one?
The song. The only song.
Well, you didn't sing
Their
it right.
song, exactly like you.
The song in the other realities or whatever.
Oh yeah. Okay, listen. So, Maniac is this new Netflix miniseries.
Yeah.
Which so it's new. I'm gonna try to do this every week to like just watch new Netflix things and talk about it.
But actually finish them.
I'm gonna finish it probably tomorrow. All right. I didn't get a chance to finish it. I got to episode 8 out of 10.
So the first 8 episodes
are amazing.
Yes.
Like I
told you.
So it's the best.
His mother is
miniseries
the fucking
ever.
best. Great part of that movie.
It's
the
Jonah
doctor
Hill
and his mother. The mantle rays are great.
I mean, I don't know who made this.
Jonah
Whoever
Hill
made this. Jonah Hill made it, wrote it.
He produced it. Him and Emma Stone found the script, I think, and then they got the director, and they all decided to come in together and create it.
I'm so thankful they made this. This is an incredible piece of work.
Their chemistry is amazing.
Their chemistry, Jonah Hill, I've always said Jonah Hill is an amazing actor. I don't know how he started his role in Superbad. He should have been made serious roles from the beginning.
Fun fact, they both played in that movie as love interests.
They did. It's incredible. I think they're friends. They're actual friends.
Yeah, they're actually friends, yeah.
Yeah, so Emma Stone also is a great actress. I think, personally, I prefer Jonah Hill slightly more because Jonah Hill just does amazing work.
I think they're definitely going to get Emmy nominations for these roles.
And they deserve it.
I think Emma Stone is actually better. She's better in this thing particularly because Jonah Hill's character most of the time in the show is pretty boring because he's just like a depressed schizophrenic guy who's not doing much. Where Emma Stone's character is more like, he plays it
extremely well though.
He does it well. He does it well, but the definition of doing that character well is pretty boring.
No, but I mean he plays he has different characters when he gets into the dream sequence and everything.
When he goes into the dreams and starts doing different characters, that's where you really see how good of an actor is. I think when he's doing the other shit, it's just like, okay, yeah, he's there, he's doing good at that. But when he's doing the other shit, it's, I think, more interesting.
He definitely played somebody with a mental illness really, really well. And Emma Stone was a perfect complement to his acting abilities because they're really both good actors. I mean, they're really, really good, and they were such great. Like I said, they just had such amazing chemistry. It was great.
Yeah, they definitely had great chemistry. I think everybody who got intertwined with who had dialogue with one another had great chemistry. Like the Japanese woman with the balding sex, yeah.
And Berta, and then freaking Dr. Mantle Ray is amazing. I love him. Justin Theroux, who, by the way, was married to Jennifer Aniston.
Really?
Yes, they just got a divorce.
Aw.
I know. But his
Jennifer
chemistry...
Aniston date a million people?
Yeah, I know. But there's nothing wrong with that. Justin Theroux and Sally Field's chemistry as mother and son is amazing.
Oh, it's incredible.
So good. It's so awkward.
It's cringeworthy. You cringe so much at that relationship.
It's amazing. It was a very refreshing series because it was very sweet.
What was the thing where the mother walked in and then like kissed him on the mouth or something? That was insane.
It was so weird.
I love it. It's so crazy.
And she called her like Hispanic lover Julio instead of Julio.
It was great.
It's just like small shit like that.
Was it Jose?
No, it was Julio. It was Julio.
Yeah, it was. Okay, listen, Alex, why don't you give like a quick summary about the plot of the show, because I got other things I want to talk about in the show.
So basically, Maniac, if you guys have not already seen it, if you haven't, spoiler alert, This is
please watch it.
Yeah, you have to watch it before and then come back to this. Okay, this might run over about 10 minutes, but
No, it won't.
shut up. So, anyways, basically, these two people who have nothing to do with one another. One's a schizophrenic. One's has major manic depression, and she, played by Emma Stone. Her character is addicted to this pill called the A pill, and it basically we figure out it replays her sister's.
Why like that's it's just too spoily. The main plot is that
overarching theme
it's like okay, so Jonah Hill's a schizophrenic, Emma
Let me do this.
No, Jonah Hill's schizophrenic, Emma Stone's like depressive drug addict. They both end up going into this new drug trial. Emma Stone goes in because she just wants a drug, and Jonah Hill goes in there because through his various schizophrenic episodes, he's led to believe that there's a path leading him to that drug study, and then things happen. So that's the main plot.
Alex, you want to add anything to that?
You guys said I couldn't go into details.
No, she can't, because it's too spoily for no reason.
Yeah, listen, you got the gist of it. Please watch it because it is definitely worth watching. It's 10 hours of your life. No, it's not 10 hours.
It's
like
10 hours.
5 hours. No, because not every episode's an hour long.
That's true.
So it's like, I'm going to say between 5 and 7 hours of your life.
At least 7 hours.
7 hours that is well worth taking to watch this show.
I definitely think this is going to be an Emmy contender this year.
Definitely.
Probably not, but I think it's amazing.
No,
it's not the kind of show that would get an Emmy.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It should. It definitely should. It's that quality.
At least for, best original screenplay.
You think Jonah Hill as a hawk screaming, "Look, I'm a hawk. Look, I'm a hawk."
That was so good.
You think that's going to win an Emmy?
You know what? It probably will win an Emmy for best miniseries because that's not a lot of competition.
Some shit about slavery is going to win or some other thing. Maniac's not going to win.
There's no good shows about slavery.
It's at least got to get nominated.
The Emmys are not going to pick a show as weird as Maniac to win.
There's not a lot of competition in the miniseries division.
There's not.
I think
they took out Downton Abbey. Sherlock's not on this year. What the fuck do they have?
There's got to be something about like child soldiers or some shit like that that's going to win.
It's not a good year for television.
No, it's not.
Wendy the Lame.
When is the Emmys, by the way?
What?
When is the Emmys?
They're usually, I think, in March.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Listen, well, let me just quickly talk about, first of all, again, point one, the acting is unbelievably well. These people really loved what they were making. It's very obvious. Jonah Hill and Emma Stone.
Are we going to talk about the whole thing next week when you finish it?
Probably. At least to to cap it off. But Jonah Hill and Emma Stone, I think, were perfect choices for this. The world that they live in
is great.
It's so weird.
It's actually 2018, but it's an alternate reality where we still have the technology of the 80s.
What's weird, it's like retro futuristic kind of shit. The show actually reminds me a lot of anime, not just because there's Japanese people, but just not just because there's Japanese shit in it, but just because there's like the tone of it is really like anime-ish. If you watch a lot of anime, it kind of reminds me of that.
I find it incredible that what they did was they made the world they live in simultaneously unbelievably advanced and in the 80s at the same time
and modern.
It was crazy. They made a sentient computer with like the computer from the Apollo 13 mission. You know what I'm talking about? It's incredible. I mean,
Windows 98.
Windows 98. They put a human brain in a Windows 98. That's what happened.
It's amazing. This show is interesting because of very much the sci-fi complexities of it, but also the overarching theme of it, which you're gonna figure out more. We'll talk about it next week when you get to episode 10. But yeah, it's just a really good show. You guys should watch it. Anyways, it's now an hour. So
yeah, but let me finish.
Go ahead.
It can go over an hour.
Yeah.
No, it can't.
The last thing I want to talk about is I don't think Jonah Hill. I mean, what's the character's name?
Owen.
Owen. I don't think Owen is crazy.
No, he's not.
I think
that he was just sad and upset, and he didn't like his family, and he had a lot of issues that were never dealt with because people didn't allow him to deal with.
Well, he is legitimately schizophrenic.
Yeah, but that's you crazy.
I don't.
That's the
difference. You have schizophrenia, but you can live a normal life with that.
I don't think he's crazy in like. I don't know what you guys are trying to say. He has a mental illness. He's schizophrenic. Like
I don't know if he's schizophrenic.
He is schizophrenic.
No, because Alex, you're thinking a different. Alex is saying a different thing than you are, Danny. Because Alex is saying he's not crazy in the fact that like, he's not just because he has a mental illness doesn't mean that he's whatever. What Danny's saying is that he thinks he doesn't have schizophrenia, and the whole thing is like real. That like him seeing his brother's real and all that shit and all that other shit.
No, he definitely has schizophrenia.
Well, all I know is that his family probably drove him to that craziness because I don't know why, but every time there's like a movie or like something where somebody's crazy, the family is always psychotic, like gigantic issues.
I think because it's a breeding ground. I think that they might have that to begin with, and just the toxicity of the family and the toxicity of the familial relationships just makes it worse.
They stole a thing from Punch Drunk Love, though. Remember?
What did they steal?
Remember? I mean, they kind of stole it because Punch Drunk Love is one of my favorite movies ever. But like, remember the part? I think it was either the first or second episode. Jonah Hill was like with his family, and that like they were.
Where they were wanting to play Boggle or something?
They wanted to play Boulder Dash, and they're like, come
Boulder
on,
Dash.
You want to play Boulder Dash? They're like, no.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no.
Who wouldn't do that, though?
You know
That's
why
the thing.
he won't do it Boulder Dash? Because Boulder Dash is a game about lying to one another.
Okay, whatever.
And he doesn't like lying.
But what I'm saying, the thing is, like, then he just screamed, like, oh, this bullshit, whatever, Boulder Dash is bullshit. And then they're like, hey, what's wrong with you? It's the same exact shit that was in Punch Drunk Love. And look, I'm not going to get mad at him for stealing a movie that's like 20 years old. But
if
like,
anything, it's an ode to them. It's like...
but that's what made me really like the movie early on is that the show early on is that they did that. Because remember in Punch Drunk Love, it's like his family won't shut the fuck up and they're all screaming at him about shit. And then he just punches all the windows out.
It's so
and then they're like, what's wrong with you? It's so good.
By the way, if that was my family, I'd knock all of them out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't talk to them. He's the black sheep.
Yeah, at all. He's the black sheep. All of them are crazy, and he's the black sheep.
That's the funny part is that they all think that he's crazy, but in fact, he's probably the most sane out of all of them.
He has schizophrenia. Okay, so look, let's... Let
Alex finish it out.
Guys,
all right, guys. Thanks for listening.
Really quick. Okay, I'm gonna finish Maniac, and we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
And also, I'm gonna find like a movie or something.
Okay.
So we can also talk about that on Netflix.
The Body.
It's Netflix.
Okay, it's Hulu. It's on Hulu. It's called The Body.
No, it's Netflix. We support Netflix. I want to do commercials for Netflix on the podcast.
But it's called The Body, and it's supposed to be really good. It's a Hulu original.
Danny, watch Hereditary.
Yes.
I can't. It's too scary.
It's not too scary. You're fine.
Oh my god, it's so good.
We'll discuss it. We'll discuss it outside of the podcast.
At least do a scary movie.
Fine.
Ilya likes scary movies.
Make Ilya watch it.
Ilya saw it.
Does she love it?
She probably did. She loves scary movies.
Watch it.
Make Ilya watch it.
I think she said the guy, one of the teenagers in it, was an idiot.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah, he is.
It's fine.
Okay, but go ahead, Alex. Close us out.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Follow us on all of our social medias. Weezy knows them.
Follow us at 3_gorillas on Twitter. Follow us on Facebook at 3gorillas entertainment. Follow us on YouTube at 3gorillas entertainment. Follow us at a local dumpster. We'll probably be hanging around there starting fires.
And please ask us questions, talk to us, converse with us. We'll give you a shout out. I don't know. Okay, guys, we love you. Cue the music.
Bye,
See you
Stamps.
next week.
Goodbye.
Bye, Stamps. Bye.